Hi guys, welcome to another video on the I Like That channel. It's just going to be quite a personal video today, so it's not going to be anything where I show off a lot of stuff. It's going to be quite quick as well. Um, just wanted to basically introduce myself properly as I've gone into doing a lot of videos. I say a lot, I've done three. I've gone into doing a few videos, going through various bits in my collection and things like that. And but I haven't really introduced who I am. And had people in the comments saying, what's actually your name and stuff like that. And so I'm just going to do quite a short one just to basically explain why I collect vinyl records and why I've started to take a full interest in it now, and start this channel, really. So, yeah, so it all started probably about 5 years ago. I want to say 5, 6 years ago. I've always been into collecting stuff. So when I was a kid, I was collecting action figures, things like that. Grew out of that, Pokemon cards, grew out of that, ended up selling these things on. But into my adult years, I started collecting comic books for about 10 years, and I've racked up quite a lot of comic books in my time, a lot of secondhand ones, a lot of new ones. But during the boom of like Marvel movies coming out and the DC movies, I kind of lost interest as the comic books started to release a lot more issues to follow a certain story, and it just became a lot of money, um, which obviously inevitably brings me to vinyl, but I'll get onto that. But so yeah, it cost a lot of money at the time, and I was in uni. So I just decided to not buy any more comics anymore. I kind of lost interest in it. I kept a few, um, like Green Lantern ones, Spider Man ones. These are ones I managed to get signed, which is pretty cool. Um, Batman, Hellblazer, things like that. So I kept a few, but I had hundreds, and um, I just decided to sell them. Really, I was moving into my own place. Um, we were. I started dating somebody and things like that. So yeah, I just thought, right, I need the money, so I'm just going to sell them on. And because of all the movies and everything like that, I kind of made quite a bit of money from that. So I was able to pay off a lot of things. Um, so overdrafts, student credit cards, things like that, which I'm not proud of, but managed to pay those off and get rid of those. So start fresh. But I kind of needed something to fill that void of collecting, because I didn't have anything for 3 years. So I was so me and my now wife, we were in Tenby, which is in West Wales, and we went to a charity shop, and they had an old HMV Stereomaster record player, which is an all-in-one unit, like a box unit, wooden unit, with the speakers integrated. And it was for £20, and it had a note on there saying doesn't work, needs attention. So we bought it anyway, as because it looks really nice. It's quite decorative, and and one day when we took it back, I thought I might give it a go and see if I can fix it. So I took it apart, and it didn't seem to be anything wrong with it. The belt was fine. All the mechanisms seemed fine. There was no like loose wires or anything, and the radio still worked on it. So um, yeah, I just decided just to see if I could fix it. So I noticed that the turntable wasn't going round, so I put it on Google and YouTube and things like that, and they said to get a soldering iron, stick it down the spindle hole, and see if you can loosen some of that old muck that's been built up over the years. So yeah, I took it. So a friend of mine in work had a soldering iron that they lent me, so I brought it home, turned it on, I stuck it down the spindle hole, and I left it there for about 5 to 10 minutes. Took it out and released the plate, and the turntable seemed to start working. So I turned it on, it was going by itself, and I had a record that I just had in a frame at the time, which is everybody's favourite, Fleetwood Mac Rumours. And that's still the same one, by the way. And so I had that, and I thought, oh, I'll give it a go. I'll test it, see if it works. And it worked first time, no problem with it, sounded great. And that sort of started me on my journey. I kind of thought to myself, well, I need to start collecting or getting more vinyl now then, if this works, to make use out of it. And the first couple of years, it was a lot of like charity shop trips, and wherever I could just find it, like antique fairs or car boot sales, things like that. So I picked up a few things. There was Hotel California, which was probably my favorite, which I picked up, and I thought I had something like super rare at the time because I didn't know any different. Um, but yeah, I always wanted the Eagles records. I love the Eagles. Um, they're a big part of my childhood. Just listen to those because my granddad really liked the Eagles. He was big into like Americana sort of stuff. So yeah, I was just picking up odds bits here and there for quite cheap. Um, and then one day my wife's friend was noticed that I liked records, or I started buying some records, and he decided to give me 3 boxes full of just his records, and that started me on my journey. Just holding the things in my hand, thinking that I have something gold in my hand, and it was just the buzz of seeing what he had, keeping stuff for myself which I knew I'd like, and getting rid of some other stuff. And that sort of started me on my journey. The stuff that he gave me is just the classics. So Queen, um, Led Zeppelin, uh, Pink Floyd, and stuff like Bob Dylan. So all the classic stuff he passed on to me, and that kind of like stopped there for a while. And then during lockdown, I discovered things like Discogs, and um, I had a few CDs at the time and things like that. So I decided just to get rid of all of my CDs because I never listened to them. I had streaming services, so decided just to get rid of my CDs and try and replace the money I get from CDs onto vinyl. Um, Realised that all the CDs I sold, probably enough to buy 3 vinyl records at that point, as the prices started to skyrocket on things that I liked. Um, so I started buying stuff that I thought I should have. So I was looking for everybody has like Simon and Garfunkel, so I need Simon and Garfunkel, but I'm never going to listen to it. And I just had all of these records that I bought from car boots. Um, like I said, stuff which I thought I should have in my collection, and that everybody's telling me to own the 10 records you should have in your collection. But I was never going to listen to them, so I decided just to what I had sell, and then start a proper collection of stuff that I really liked. So I like the classic stuff like I just shown you, but I'm also a big fan of different like various music. So hip hop, rap, um, classic rock, blues, heavy metal, punk rock, hardcore punk, stuff like that. So an eclectic taste of stuff that I like. So I just started to hunt for my favourite things and things that I would just like to carry on collecting and finding. Um, I was doing that. I was buying new. I was buying reissues, and then there were the sort of buzz kind of wore off on buying reissues because I could buy them very easily. Could just go to HMV or in Cardiff there's Spillers Records, which has a lot of like new pressings and stuff like that, and reissues. And yeah, I kind of didn't see the fun in doing that. So it wasn't until probably 2 years ago where I was kind of like, okay, I'm gonna try and find like first pressings, the best sounding copies of things. I'm gonna expand my knowledge of music and expand my journey into hardcore punk and things like that, and start looking at bands I never knew existed. Um, and Yeah, that's kind of what brings me to here. Um, I'm Last year I was is when I started collecting properly. I was getting proper into what I was buying. I was checking everything on Discogs. I was paying attention to the matrix numbers and the dead wax. I was paying attention to what sort of copies they were, what year they came out, who they were mastered by, um, and so it's kind of sent me down a really fun but uh, expensive slope, if you will. So yeah, that's kind of how I got into buying records. So that's what's placed me where I am now. I'm really enjoying it. It's fun going to record fairs. Fun just finding those holy grails, just coming across them in the wild, um, and and that buzz you get from finding something. Was the exact same buzz I got from opening a pack of Pokemon cards and getting a Pokemon card I really wanted, or um, a comic book, finding a comic book which I really wanted. So yeah, I've got that buzz again of collecting into my adult age. Um, so yeah, um, so more about me personally. So my name is Ian. I live in Cardiff, South Wales. Um, I've lived here pretty much all my life, um, but I live in a house with my wife and my 6 month old child, Indy. Um, so a lot of my uh, wage goes on her and the family, um, but I do quite a bit of personal selling as well, of records, buying and selling through eBay and things like that. So the money I make from that, I reimburse into records, which I really want. So that's what I've been doing for the past year, and it's worked out pretty well. Uh, I'm starting to get a collection which I'm proud of now. I haven't got the biggest collection, but it's almost around 400 records at the moment, which is pretty good going. But like I said, I have sold quite a lot as well to make that money. So yeah, that's my journey. I hope you enjoyed the video. I will be posting another video just showing off a few bits of my collection shortly. Um, but I thought this would be a nice way to sort of introduce myself, 4 videos in, a little bit better, so you can get to know me and what I do. Um, so yeah, please, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, um, give the video a like, and yeah, thank you.